Another issue with Bitcoin in particular, and even in Ethereum as well, because right now Ethereum has not switched back to the proof of stake consensus algorithm. So both the Bitcoin and Ethereum, they are based on a mining process, which I will explain later. And this mining process is based on a consensus algorithm, which is known as proof of work consensus algorithm. So this proof of work consensus algorithm, it basically requires and consumes a lot of energy, electrical energy. That's why it is creating a lot of alarm in European Union and other countries as well. So why the question, why this much amount of energy is being consumed by Bitcoin and Ethereum? The reason is miners. Basically, whenever you make a transaction, those transactions are bundled in the form of blocks. And since there is no centralized entity in a Bitcoin network, therefore miners, they participate in the validation and consensus process, and they try to mine the block. And all the nodes that are participating in the mining process, they are free to involve in the mining process, and they consume a lot of energy. So when we talk about consuming energy, there are four main factors that impact on the energy consumption of the cryptocurrency mining. The first one is hardware computing power, how much heavy device you are using. The second one is network hash rate. So hash rate basically how many calculations can be performed per second. So the higher the computer specifications you have, and the higher the hash rate you have. And the hash rate, the network hash rate, is adjusted in Bitcoin blockchain after a few weeks, so that those who have higher computing power and resources, they cannot easily mine the block. There is another factor which is known as difficulty. Difficulty is again increased by the Bitcoin. So difficulty is a measure of how difficult it is to mine a Bitcoin block, or in more technical terms, to find a hash below a given target. And then there is a thermal regulation of the for the hardware. And when we talk about Bitcoin mining pools, there are other aspects as well, like providing cooling to the mining pool, and other basic civil engineering energy consumption requirements of the buildings. So all these factors make the energy of the Bitcoin network so much high that it is too much alarming. So here you can see this is one of the device. It's like a CPU, and it's a dedicated device which we known as Antminer. And this is S19 Pro Bitcoin miner, and it cost more than $5,000 and it is specifically designed to mine Bitcoin block. So if someone is able to mine a block, they will get a reward in terms of mining and in terms of transaction fees. So the miner will get two rewards: the transaction reward and also the mining reward. And these are very huge amounts. That's why people are more interested in the mining process. So if someone buy this Bitcoin miner S19, they need to spend more than $5,000, and then they can start mining the Bitcoin blockchain. But it is not guaranteed that even with this device you will be able to mine the block and earn the Bitcoin. The reason is that there are more powerful devices, and people are using different strategies so that they can easily mine the blocks. Even you can use your own computer as a miner, but the probability of successful mining will be less than even 1% to mine the block. Now here you can see this is a hydro container. This is capable of over 1 megawatt operating capacity, and it contains hundreds of these Antminer, built-in Antminer. And you can see the cost of this mining container is $150 111,000 US dollar, which is a huge amount. And people around the globe, they buy such containers, they create mining facilities, and then they start mining the Bitcoin. And this is why these mining process requires a lot of energy. Now, how much precise energy they will be consuming? So here you can see, this is the data that I have taken from the Cambridge Center for Alternative Finance, CCAF, which is a research center at the University of Cambridge Judge Business School. And they are trying to monitor Bitcoin electricity consumption. And as you can see, they are monitoring it back from 2016. And as you can see, as the year goes on, the amount of energy electrical consumption has been increasing a lot. So here you can see, this is the comparison of the Bitcoin electricity consumption with some countries, for example, Pakistan, Netherlands, Argentina, and UAE. So you can see alone, Bitcoin is consuming a huge amount of energy as compared to these countries' annual energy consumption. So this is a very alarming situation because you know, it is creating a lot of environmental effects as well. And especially European Union has a serious concern, and they are trying to think about making some laws to prevent mining within the European Union.